Yay, we made it. And hello everyone. Welcome to our Q&A live. We're calling it a question and answer to travel to Colombia. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
So we have some amazing people here that have traveled to Colombia, live in Colombia, and we may even have a special guest. So I'm Sylvia Puentes, and I am delighted to coordinate and be part of bringing classes to all of the Americas. And Colombia is one of those favorite places. And, being from the United States, growing up in California, traveling out of the United States is a huge thing, right? And then traveling to Colombia is a whole nother step, you may think, but it might be very different than what you've assumed. So we also have Victor, and
Hello.
yay! And we have Sabrina, who's actually lives in Colombia, and Endalesio from Argentina. So we just thought we would have you all on and ask you a question of what it's been like for you. I mean, Sabrina, you live in Colombia, and you grew up there, so for you, it's probably not a big
An
deal.
everyday thing, yeah.
And you probably get to hear all the projections that people have about what Colombia is,
I
or
know. It's fabulous. It's actually like the stories are even sometimes better than the actual reality, I get. Like the ideas of people in Latin America or Colombia, how we live, it's like amazing.
And it's interesting too because it's amazing. Even as a Spanish speaker Latina growing up in the U.S., how many stories are made up, all from things we see on TV that people tell people, and not until you go experience you realize none of that was true. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say. But Victor, would you like to share? Because you've been to Colombia now, what, once or twice or more than
Just one time so
one
far.
time?
Yeah.
Like,
Last
what
year.
was it like for you? Like, what was it like before going, and maybe ideas of traveling and what that meant for you or what you considered? And then what was it like once you were there?
Yeah, amazing. It's like it was one of those really fucking cool experiences of like, growing up in Sweden. Um, we basically hear nothing about Colombia or South America at all.
Mm.
We know nothing about what's going on there, but there's a whole bunch of ideas and projections and judgments about what it would be to go there. And their general point of view, it's like you can't go there. That's dangerous. It's drug wars. You'll get kidnapped. You know, all of that old stuff. So that's sort of like until I started traveling and exploring the world by myself, that was sort of my point of view too. Like, why would I go to Colombia? That would be crazy. But then I went, and it was amazing. Just one of those places that really impressed me with its beauty and its hospitality and its people, and it was just, you know, um, it was a similar thing that occurred for me with Mexico. I had the same idea about Mexico, and that changed my life. Started traveling there, and then now I've lived there for 3 years. Um, and Colombia was one of those places where it's like I went there and I was like, wow, this place is amazing, so nurturing and vibrant and just like alive. I don't know. For me, just one of those places that really matched something within me, and like the energies there, I just really enjoyed. And I'm like, wow, this is a place where I could live part of my life. So it changed everything. It's like amazing.
And were you there even for an earthquake, right? For basic-
Yeah, yeah. We had a couple. One pretty big one.
in that sense, it's like, hey, even went to Colombia, had an earthquake, and still loved it.
Yeah, no, no, that was like one of the best parts of it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun.
And I think that was the second time where there is an earthquake with Simon's classes. So that's funny because it was my second with Simon classes, one in Mexico,
Yeah.
earthquake, and now arriving in Colombia, another earthquake, Simon class. And like, okay, this is hilarious. Like the earth is
Be
shaking.
aware of Simone.
She's already requested no earthquakes for her next trip, so no worries.
Please, like,
And D'Alessio, you grew up. Was it in Argentina? You grew up in
yes.
Argentina, And so it's such a different world being from these other countries where you travel so much in between, country to country. But what is it like coming from another South American country, traveling into Colombia? Do you guys have those same reservations as maybe someone from Europe or the US?
Yeah, like, like it's not what like Victor was saying. For me, like, I hear some crazy story from Colombia, of course, but literally I love it. Like, I was like, wow, this is so cool. People, they are so happy. They were like so kind. They were like literally like enthusiastic, and they were like literally, one time we were like with the Dr. David Cubes, we were doing some work on our computers. I think that was like 1 p.m. in a restaurant, and literally there was like a lot of people like singing with guitars, like literally for us when we were like trying to work. And like, hey, like we were trying to work, and they're like literally like singing more, and we're like, wow, this is so cool, because we were trying to, we wanted to be serious and working, and they're like literally like inviting to this joy. I was like, okay, this is so cool, we can literally like work with this happiness around. So for me, it was like very like this kind of like invitation of people, like they were like literally singing like 1 p.m. on a Monday on a restaurant, like it was very cool. But
Actually,
also, yeah, go.
no, I just had the same experience, and I think it might have even been on a Monday. But yeah, that energy of celebration. And I remember we were walking down the streets where we parked. We had to walk around. Took off my shoes. I was walking barefoot. But just that joy of. You remember, Sabrina?
Yes, I have a flashback, but I think you could say more and more about that experience.
Very. Yes.
But
Very.
you have to come to Colombia to find out
Yes.
why do people walk barefoot on the streets. It's just
Well,
one
Yes.
we
of those
all
things.
we also had that cool experience, Sabrina. Do you remember when we took that
Yes.
tour up that mountain? And there was
Mhm.
one situation that really hit me, because we met these farmers up on a dirt road on this mountain in the middle of nowhere, and their truck had gotten stuck by this, like in the ditch. And they were standing there digging with shovels, trying to get this truck out. A situation that for many people around the world would have been really annoying, and like probably, it
Hmm.
delayed all of their work and all of these different things. And they were so happy.
Yeah.
Like they were like just enjoying the moment. There was like no stress in their world. And they were just like singing, laughing, joking, talking with us when we passed by. And their whole energy was just like in that moment, they were just happy. It
Yeah.
didn't matter that their truck was stuck by the side of the road. They were just happy and grateful to be alive. And that was sort of like, yeah, that left something within me of like, wow, that's a choice, to live like
Correct.
that, no matter what's going on. It's beautiful.
I love it. Yeah. And Andales, you were gonna add something else.
Yeah, two things. Also, I remember like, I know that was Bogota, the class that we went there, but literally the view that we had from that venue with all the mountains around, for me was like shocking, because I was like used to have a class in a room very close window, like these kind of windows. And that venue, you can like literally, you can be on class like listening, like like receiving all this energy, but also kind of like perceiving the energy of nature around that venue. That was like, for me, was like, wow, like it was a beautiful venue. And I think that Medellin has this really like nature energy as well. So that's also for me, it's a contribution. Go places that you are in a city, but also you are receiving from nature. It's not like that common in big cities, to be honest. Like, like for me, that's very cool.
Yeah, and in Colombia we have like this amazing thing that I don't know if everyone knows, but we don't have seasons, but we have like thermal floors. So it's really fun because you can be in like a major city and just drive like an hour or 2 hours and be in a completely different climate, scenery, like a different type of like plants and everything. It changes so much. It's so like easy to move around and just like change completely from like I don't know, cold Bogota city weather to like tropical nature weather to like mountain weather. like we have so many things that are so close by and so easy access. You know, you can come and you can go for a day and then just go and have like a completely different adventure. So that's really cool here.
Yeah. And I gotta say that every time I've gone, there's that sense I don't want to leave. There's that beautiful energy, the
Like
land
that's,
and the
yeah,
people, but it's like, why would I go? I'm good.
that's
Like you
actually
said,
the Colombian slogan for people coming to Colombia. It's like the thing is that you might actually never want to leave.
yep.
Like the things that you don't want
Totally.
to stay, and we get that all the time. And it's also I get because we really enjoy having people here. I've never noticed that like so much as joining like classes for access and having you guys come like to our country. For us it's just like such a gift to have people from all across like different countries. We want like to nurture you, to take care of you, to invite you to like enjoy Colombia, because we actually really enjoy it. And having people from like everywhere you go, like in the streets, like people that you talk to is like, oh, where are you from? We love like to engage, and I have not really like got that until we began doing these classes. And people came and it was like it's such a gift when you leave. It also leaves with like this sense like, ah, I love where I live, it's amazing, and people come and your presence is like a gift to us as well. So that's like a really gifting and receiving that's so super cool. Like we actually receive a lot from people coming here, and people also leave with like this different sense about the country, about traveling, about so many things. It's such an amazing experience. Yes.
And we were just on another Zoom with Simone, and she was talking about this energy of living. And I know, like Victor, you chose to do this excursion or go hiking in the mountains, but it's such a way to look at also traveling to a country. Like, yes, you might go for an event, but the willingness to add an extra day or and explore some new area. I'm really excited because Medellin has so many other beautiful
Yes.
spaces to go. And there's one place, this huge rock, like
Fantastic.
these, and it's just like, wow, the thought of climbing that. So if you choose to come to Colombia and to come and join us live for the Choice for Possibilities with Simone, we'd love to have you. She's also having a book signing, so she's going to have 3 of her books available there, but also to enjoy Colombia. There's so much, the food, the music, the people, but the land. So you
Yeah.
have the incredible host. Sabrina is one of your hosts. You also had Natalia
We're
Tovar.
waiting for you.
And you have all of us that have experienced it a little different. And really, it's nothing about what you watch on TV. I mean, I guess in every city you go, there's you be aware, go, but really, truly, it really isn't. So that was our short little invitation of a Q&A. If anybody is on right now, we're streaming to Facebook or YouTube. If you have any questions, you can write them in Spanish or in English. We see the chats. People are saying hello from different parts of the Latin America. So Venezuela is on saying hi. And we would love to invite you. So anything else you guys want to add before we
I want
go?
to add 2 things here. Also, they are very cute guys on Colombia, so come and
Yes,
enjoy.
I agree.
That's part of the tour, Nike. Come
That's
on,
so
this is
true.
true. Like we need to say this. Like we need to say it. Like
Yeah, I
they are
know.
very
And
cute
cute
guys.
ladies as well, like guys, ladies, and we're all like willing and happy to receive you. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
true.
the first thing, very important for me. And then the second one is like also like check the papers that the country asks, because the time that we went there, like before we were in Brazil, and then we need the yellow vaccine fever certificate. So there are some countries, if you are coming from some countries, they will ask you that. So maybe check what are the requirements for your traveling.
And I'm so grateful you brought that up because many of us are going along with Simone to Costa Rica afterwards. You will need your yellow vaccine to go to Costa Rica after Colombia. It's one of the requirements. So, yeah, just little details like that. But if check with your travel agent or go online and check, and it's
Yeah,
you'll have time to get that vaccine if you choose and have
and
that with you.
it's also like super simple. We have like a major like airport like in Bogota and also Medellin, which is where the class is gonna happen. Like there's so many options right now of direct flights to Medellin. So it's like really easy to get to Colombia, and the airports are amazing, and people and food and everything, and we're waiting for you. And also, I would like to invite the people to like acknowledge that they choosing a class and also going to a place live, it's such a gift to the land and to the people here, and so many things far greater than the class. And just like ask your body if maybe this is one of those places. We'll be so happy to have you here.
That's a beautiful invitation. Thank you, Sabrina, for that. Because, you know, yeah, like what gift is it to have you and your body live at an event in a country? So you'll know if this one's the one. But yeah. So thank you for that. And so, yep, CFP in Medellin. So that's Choice for Possibilities, the 30th. We start there. And if you guys have any other questions, we have beautiful travel guide. So with all the other logistics about getting there, what airport, what Uber, or just different ways to make everything easy for you. So the
Yes.
Also want to say that if you don't feel like getting that vaccine, there's other ways to do that. So just saying that
there
there's
are ways
possibilities.
yes, thank you, Victor.
But yeah, and it's not required from every place, so it
Yeah.
must be, maybe it's easier than you think.
And if there's one thing that I regret with my first visit was to not have more time there, because there
Same.
seems to be so much to explore and it's such a cool place. So just like, be with that possibility of maybe having an extra week or whatever and going on adventures. And I think that could be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if you're considering, just like sign up for the class and we'll get in contact with you, we'll call you, anything you need, you require, because sometimes it's like we're considering the class, but we don't sign up for the actual class, so we don't get reached to, and people cannot like talk to you to whatever you need. So if you're like at all interested, just like sign up for the class and we'll get you here.
And it's crazy cheap.
Yeah,
Crazy
that's
cheap.
true.
Just saying, like, if you want to travel somewhere that's freaking wonderful for no money at all, Colombia is the place.
You heard it here first.
Wonderful. Thank you all for joining us. And again, if you have any questions, let us know. Thank you for joining us and coming in to contribute your energy and your experience of Colombia. We look forward to welcoming you all. All right. Thank you all. Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Like,
Ciao, chicos.